In today's video, we're going to be going over how to do a little health and damage and death and respawn system. Basically, we have a volume here where we can walk into it, lose some health. Another volume here where we can walk into it, gain some health. And if we hit 0, then we die. We give ourselves a nice ragdoll. Because, you know, ragdolls are really, really fun. Maybe a little too fun. Saying. And we're going to be opening up Unreal. I am using Unreal Engine 5.3.2 at the current moment. I think it's the most up to date other than the preview for 5.4. Yeah, without further ado, let's get into this. You know me, I want to do the first thing is make our underscore main folder. Okay. And inside of there, a blueprints folder. In there we can do, you know, I'm just going to make a components folder. I don't remember if I used, I'm going to call it comps. I don't remember if I used any interfaces. I don't think I used any for this. We'll see. If I decide we need one, we'll make one. So first thing we're going to do is make a new blueprint class of type actor component. Call this BPC for blueprint component. Health. Now, what's really nice about this being in component form means that we can put it onto other stuff and they can have their own on death event or on take damage event, however you want to do it. So inside of here, we're going to have an event here, or actually we'll probably just make it a function. The function called change health. And in here we want to take an input of type float. Basically what this will be doing is passing through the amount that we want to do, whether that be for healing or for damage. And the way that we're going to differentiate between the two is we're going to pull off of here, and if it's negative, this is going to seem backwards at first, and I get that, just bear with me, but if it's negative we're going to heal, and if it's positive we're going to damage. The reason that we're going to heal off of damage, or off of a negative number coming through, is because the event that we're going to be using for healing or damage is called event any damage. So damage, being the title of that, would mean it's a positive amount. I hope that makes sense. But anyways, so we're going to take this amount and we're going to subtract it, or not, we're not going to subtract it, sorry. We're going to see if it's less than 0. And if it is, so I got a branch, and if you guys are new here, the way that I did that is I held B and left clicked and got ourselves a branch, where you can just search for it by right clicking and searching branch. All right, now we need to start doing things like, so if this is less than, we want to heal. If it's greater than, we want, or if it's 0 or greater than, then we want to damage. Okay. Now what we're going to do is make a new function here. This one will be called increase health. And that'll take in a type float for amount. And I'm just going to click on here, and we're going to make sure we're not trying to change the name. Actually, you know, just right click. You could do Control D, but here we have control, or we have duplicate, and this will be decrease health. And it's going to take in an amount. Okay, and I think we'll start with decrease first. And the first thing we want to do is we want to check to see if the player is dead or not. So we need to make a new variable in here, is dead. And if the player is dead, we won't want to do anything. So actually I'm going to pull off this. We're going to get a not boolean. Move this to the side here and plug in the not instead, because I just like to go through true most of the time on my branches. I hate going through false for whatever reason. All right, so what we're going to do, I'm going to change the name of this to like DMG, like for damage amount. And what's nice about this is if you're ever inside of the function, you can actually take the input and get it as a variable. You can say get damage amount instead of having to pull lines out of here and make lines go everywhere. So we're going to take this damage amount And then we're going to subtract our current health, which I didn't make a variable for that, so let's go ahead and do that. Call this one current health. It'll be of type float. I'm gonna go ahead and compile and save, set that to 100. And then we're going to click over here and duplicate it by hitting Control D or right clicking on it. This will be our max health. We'll also set that to 100 when we compile. There it is. Okay. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our current health and subtract the damage amount from it. And that will make our new current health. But what we want to do first is we want to clamp this. We want to make sure we don't go below 0 or above 100, which I know in this case we can't go above 100, so we'll just take the 0 clamp is what we're wanting. Okay. And then we want to check if this is less than or equal to 0, which it shouldn't ever be less than 0, but just in case, for whatever reason. We're going to check if it's less than or equal to 0, then we want to set is dead to true. And then I'm also going to make an event dispatcher here. This will be on death. We'll just pull this out, call. And there you go. So now, if the player dies, we'll call this event dispatcher. So anything listening to this dispatcher will automatically get that signal and do whatever it needs to do for that death. Okay, and I just want to check this. That looks good. Go ahead and save that. And we're going to increase health. Same thing here. We're going to take this and we're going to add it to our current health. We're going to clamp it, float, so that it cannot go above 100. And then we're going to, not that one, we're going to set our current health. Actually, now that I'm looking at that, let's make it to where it's maxed at our max health. And just, I know we can't go up because we're doing negatives here, but still going to plug it into our decrease health just because I feel like I have to. I don't know why. All right, and so honestly, for increased health, I feel like that's enough. Let's make another dispatcher and let's just call health changed. And you know what? Let's make that one word. We'll pass out what the current health is as well. We're going to add this little input here by hitting the plus, make sure it's a float, call it current health. Now I was going to do it here, but we probably want to do that on decrease as well. The easiest way to do it is do it here in the change health, where we're going to be calling both of these. So remember, if we're less than 0, then we actually want to, what am I looking for? Increase our health. And if it's greater than 0 or greater than 0, then we're gonna, if it's less than 0, increase, yeah, decrease, yeah, that's, see, it feels weird to me too. But again, this is a function, so we can just do get amount, and then we can just plug this in. Oh, and here's the thing, if we're going to be increasing health here, we actually want to take this amount here and multiply it by -1, so we make it a positive at that point. And then down here we can just plug in our amount. I feel like I really want to change this to heal amount. Now that will break this, I think. Oh no, because we did it like this. If you do change the name, like if we were to change this damage amount here, and since we're calling it here, it'll actually break this. So just make sure that if you're going to change this, that you then call it again. I'd show that, but I don't want the video to be too long. All right, and then anytime this happens, we want to call our health changed. And we will take our current health, get it. There we go. We'll be passing that information outwards. All right. Now we want to set this up because this is done. This is our entire health component completed. So how long is this video so far? 11 minutes. Wow. All right, let's do one more thing and then we'll call it good. We're going to go to our third person character or whatever character you're using or whatever object you want to put it on. And we're going to open it up. And what we're going to do is add our health component. There it is. And in here, as you can see, we can set up our current health or max health. We can even go ahead and save the player's data if we wanted to. But since we defaulted it to 100, I think that's fine. We'll just leave it like that. Now, one thing I would say though is like we need to have some way of damaging the player. And so we're gonna go ahead and quickly do that. And this so I can, we'll have it plugged up. And then in the next video, actually we should probably, yeah, we'll give you a way of testing it just so you can see it working, just to make sure. So we want to right click here and say event any damage. All right. And anytime that we get damaged, we want to just call our change health, pass it in. That simple. All right. And now I'm going to select my VPC health again here. And you'll notice that now we have this on death and health changed. So I'm going to hit this health changed and we're going to grab that. And I'm going to bring it up here. We're just going to print our new health. So print string, plug this in. Then I'm going to quickly grab a 1 debug, the debug key 1. When I press this, we're going to damage or apply damage. Yeah, there it is. Apply damage. And the actor that we're damaging is ourself. And we're going to make it where 1 actually damages us. So I'm going to do 25. And I'm going to do a debug key 2. Now remember, these keys will not work in a final game. They're only for development purposes, only in testing and debugging. So don't expect to use these in your final game. We're just using this so we can test out our damage. And so we're going to apply damage. I'm just copy paste this. This time I'm going to do negative 25. So this will heal the player. All right. Now we will hit play. I'm going to hit 1. As my health went to 75, 50, 25, 0. I hit 2, 25, 75. And you'll notice it won't go above 100. And if I reduce it, okay, guys, sorry about that. So I thought there was a bug because basically like it looked like it got stuck on 100, and even though I was pressing 1 to decrease health, it wouldn't decrease. And the reason for that is because if we hit 0, then it should stay at 0, and I forgot to make sure that the player also can't increase their health if they're dead. So what I did, and I'm gonna just delete this because you guys should be seeing it like this. What I did is I took our is dead, I grabbed our not boolean, just copy pasted it real quick, put these together. We're going to pull off of here and we're going to say, and basically we want to make sure that the player is not already at max health, and we want to make sure that the player is not dead. Actually, I'm not even sure if you guys have this part because this might have been part of my fixing things. So if you guys want to try this, if it's not in there, just go for it. You don't 100% need these, because what we'll be doing later on is when the player does die, we'll have this on death event that we'll call, and we'll make, they're not going to get any health back anyways at that point, and if they did, the death sequence has already started, so it's not going to matter. But just to be thorough, we can make sure that they're not already at max health and they're not dead. And if they're not, then we can heal them. Okay, so that is it for today. I don't know what the next video is going to be. It's either going to be probably applying the damage from other objects, I think, like maybe just making like a damaging volume. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get this into editing and get this out as quick as I can to you guys, and then I'll start working on the next one in a day or two. All right, I'll see you guys next time.